Today's question comes from EJ in Georgia. He visits DaveRamsey.com to ask, my name is EJ and I'm a 17-year-old graduating senior of the class of 2020. I want to attend a technical degree program that is covered by a sponsoring company, which is basically all expenses paid. I'll receive an associate's degree and gain employment with great pay and benefits post-grad. The issue is my father refuses to sign to allow me to go there. He wants me to go to a 4-year college or a technical academy bankrolled by him personally. I don't want to go that route due to the fact that my dad is pretty controlling. Him paying for my college is literally a ball and chain I don't want. What would you suggest I do?
You worked in higher ed for most of your career.
Yeah, I can't tell you.
A degree in higher ed.
Can't tell you how many students... their parents would come in and they would say, my kid's going to be a doctor, my kid's going to be a lawyer, and you have to turn that conversation around where you look at the kid and say, what do you want to be when you grow up, right? And moms and dads, man, they love their kids and they're trying to love their kids the best way they know how, but they often do it by trying to control every moment past the time they live in their house. So this is a complicated one for the young man, 17, so he doesn't have his own signatory power yet. If my son got a all expense paid opportunity to go get an associate's degree and gain employment with great benefits, and that's what he wanted to do, I'd high five him and I'd be excited for him to go do that. So I think what this 17-year-old needs to do is to talk to the program and see if they'll let him sign as a 17-year-old. He's going to have to wait till he turns 18. I think the broader question is to sit down with his dad. But again, if you've got a controlling dad that said no, and he knows enough to know as a 17-year-old that dad paying for college means dad's going to control my every move forever. Mm-hmm. That's a wise kid that is asking some questions I wasn't wise enough to ask at 17. Sounds like he's kind of got his finger on the pulse of
the way he asks the question,
what dad wants him to
seems fairly mature.
Far beyond
if his mom didn't write the email.
Right.
I'm just thinking on the other side of it. I think the narrative you laid out is probably right. I don't disagree with you at all. When the Ramsey kids went to college, mm-hmm. they had one choice. If they wanted my money, they were going to do my stuff.
There you go. That's right.
And that could be considered controlling.
But the stipulation is if you want my money, right?
Yeah.
And this young man seems to know enough to know.
He doesn't
I don't
want his
that
money. Yeah.
Right.
And so if one of mine had said, I don't want your money, I'm going my own way, then they could have done that. But I'm not going to fund unless you're going to have a behavior pattern, a set of character traits, a set of morality. I'm not going to put God's money and make you a well-funded orgy attender. I'm just not going to do it. I mean, I'm not going to make you a well-funded beer pong player.
Right.
That's not my goal of sending you over there as your dad who loves you. And a 17-year-old that's a bit rebellious would call that controlling.
Well, I was going to say, that's the other side of this.
This doesn't sound rebellious in his language choice, though.
Right. Sometimes when I was 17, everything my dad asked me to do, take the trash out. Why are you so controlling?
You're controlling me. Yes, I am.
Take
the dadgum trash out.
Have my car back so I can go to work. Why are you controlling? Yeah, exactly. Right. So yeah, there's
but I don't see that in this language choices.
No,
that's why I'm thinking. I always look at the way people choose their words.
You sprinkled it in there. I wonder if Mom wrote this. I wonder if EJ stands for Elizabeth Jane. But
I'm just throwing it in. It's possible, but I think if we take this on face value, which we need to do, and give the guy a break, right? Then your answer is exactly right. You're just going to wait till you're 18, EJ.
And maybe the broader conversation is,
and where are you going to live?
And how are you going to pay your car insurance, and who's mm-hmm. All the bigger mom and dad fun questions. But I do think it's worth a conversation at some point. This is what Anthony does so well, is this idea that a 2-year associate's degree en route to something else, 2-year associate's degree is somehow less than, worth less, valued less, and those can be great opportunities to get into the workforce.
A technical degree, particularly, mm-hmm. If he's going into IT, right. You can learn as much as you need to learn in a 2-year program to get into IT. If you're going to be a programmer,
right?
That kind of a thing. And so, we've heard lots of folks on our team that do not have 4 years degrees in information systems, and they make piles.
They are not starving.
No, they are not. No one near them is starving. And so, that's once Ruby met a rail, then there you go. It's just like, wow. So, it's an interesting thing to think about. I always think about being the 17-year-old, and then I always think about being the dad, the controlling dad of the 17-year-old. None of mine ever to my face said I was controlling, but I was controlling.
But it's your money.
In that sense. And, it is my money. And you get my money, you get my rules.
Right.
Wherever it is.
Right.
You know, we don't donate to ministries that are going into debt, for instance. And that's okay. They can run their thing. I'm not telling them how to run their thing, but I can't do that because I don't borrow money. So why would I give you God's money as a charitable donation if you're going to give it to the bank? That would be inconsistent with who Dave Ramsey is. And so I'm controlling.
Right.
You know, but that's called just, living out your principles, living out your life's core values.